You can start now, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good evening, my dear students. You are all are warm welcome to the wonderful session of the biological classes. Once again, we are going to discuss the remaining part of the population and growth, the things. So already we know what are the things already we discussed, population growth, how it will be calculated. That things also already we discussed. And also the population size is also already we discussed, isn't it? Okay. Next, the important one. What is that, the main heading. Without this question, without this part, there is no any NEET questions. Growth models and population growth forms. Okay. The population have a characteristics patterns of growth with times. Already you know about the particular duration or time it will require for the growth, isn't it? These patterns are known as population growth forms. There are two basic population growth forms designed as J-shaped growth curve and S-shaped, otherwise called sigmoid shape. What is that? There are two types of things have been reported. One is called as J-shaped. Okay. Another one is called as what is sigmoid. Okay. Population growth curve. Okay. So these are the two is important. These are the two is very, very important. Okay, my dear. So here we are going to discuss one by one very deeply. Here, what are the things they comes under this heading, First, you should know what is the main formula. J-shaped curve, which formula they are using? S-shaped curve, what is that? Sigmoid curve means what are the growth phases? The first one is called as log phase, lag phase, steady phase, and decline phase. Okay, these are the four phases in that. But at the same time, J-shaped growth curve, it is also one of the graphical representations already in our about all the shapes also represented in the form of graphical only. So it is nothing but the graphical representation of the population growth. Okay, so it appears or obtained a J-shaped nature or a S-shaped nature. That's why they have given as a J-shaped growth curve or S-shaped growth curve. Okay, my dear. So go to the next one. See, this is the logistic growth. So logistic growth is also called as what is it? J-shaped growth curve. Okay, logistic. You may tell us the logistic. Here, see that no population of any species in nature has unlimited resource to permit exponential growth. Okay. No population of any species in nature has unlimited resources. Unlimited resources, what is that? Space, food, water, whatever it may be, to permit exponential growth. Exponential, what is that meaning? We cannot be able to control the growth. Okay. This leads to the competitions between individuals for limited sources. So logistic growth curve is also one of the representation of the population. Here, so no population of any species, okay, in nature, otherwise called as a number of population. Sorry, here, number of population of any species in nature has unlimited resource to permit exponential growth. This leads to competitions between individuals for limited resources. Already you know about survival fittest. Okay. Charles Darwin also told survival fittest. What does it mean by survival fittest? All the requirements, food, shelter, okay, water, and also all those things, it's favor for any one of the organisms. Such condition is called as survival fittest. Eventually, the fittest individual will survive and reproduce. And also that survival, the fittest, also essential for their reproduction. Then only the population will be increases. That is the research. Okay, my dear. So eventually the fittest, what is the meaning of fittest? All the resources present in the atmosphere where you are living, that atmosphere, how it will be fit for you, you know, they will provide that atmosphere, provide or support to you. That is the reason. That is the reason. For the all aspect, for your all aspect, it will be supporting. That is the reasons. Individual will survive and reproduce. In nature, a given habitat is nothing but the environment has enough resources. Enough resources means food or water, whatever it may be, to support a maximum possible number. Maximum possible number means, take an example. A particular area, particular square kilometer, how many people are there? Okay, the food or water. Okay, they are all supporting maximum possible. It may support to the number of individual, number of 100%, 100 living organisms present in it. That just imagine. Okay, you will get more surplus of food and water and so on. So suppose that it may be increases up to 500. What will happen? No, the surplus of food, it will be reduced. Okay, that is the region. That is the maximums. Beyond which no further growth is possible. Suppose the number is increases, what happen? You know, the resources space is also what happen? It is not sufficient enough for that particular things. Let us call this limit as nature as carrying capacity. Already we discussed it. What is by nature of carrying capacity? How much they hold, how much they can provide. Okay, food or water or space, whatever it may be. That condition is called as carrying capacity, otherwise called as carrying capacity. Okay, that is denoted as a constant K for that species in that habitat, but the particular environment. This is very, very important. Okay, my dear. See the next one. The maximum number of individual of your population that can be sustained indefinitely in a given habitat represents its carrying capacity. For example, particular individual, take an example, say any one of the human being or animal or plant or tiger or birds or reptiles, whatever it may be, individual of a population that can be sustained indefinitely in a given habitat represent its carrying capacity. Already we discussed this also tensor K. Next one is the population growing in a habitat with a limited resource. So initially log phase followed by the lag phase of acceleration, otherwise called as acceleration phase. And the third one is exponential increases and declarations, and finally an asymptote or constant level. What is the meaning? You know, already studied in the bacterial growth, in the growth pattern in the plant or animals, isn't it? They take an examples of tissue culture, isn't it? I'll show you how it will be. What are the phases present in it? Already you know very well about the log phase or lag phase, isn't it? This is the graphical representation. Okay, you may give as a growth. Okay, in any point of view, you can take an examples. So growth percentage, like that they may mention growth percentage, and also time. Okay, this is the time. Okay, take an examples. So initial stage already you know, but initial what happened? The growth rate will be very less in nature. That condition is called as what is that? Log phase or lag phase. Okay, lag phase. After that, what happens? Sudden increases is there. Sudden increases up to this level. So this one to this one. Okay, so this is called as lag phase. LAG. Log. Sorry, lag and log. Sorry, log. Sorry, log and lag phase. Okay, otherwise called as acceleration phase. Acceleration. Okay, acceleration. And then another, what is that? Steady phase. This condition is called a steady phase. Okay, there is no further growth. It's a constant. And after that, what happened? It's also come to the position is called as decline. Okay, decline. Okay, my dear. So this is the important decline phase. Okay. So you must note it down, my dear. So there are 4 phases have been reported in the growth pattern. First one, log phase, and second one is lag phase. Second one is lag phase. Third one is steady phase. But we need which portion, this portion will be very, very important. This part only. So see here. This portion. Okay. This is the part. The acceleration stage. Accelerations. This portion will be very important. Okay. This is called as lag phase. Okay. This is called as lag phase. Here in this category, what happened? Initial stage already in our, but the growth pattern is will be 0. So gradually increases. But in this phase is the initial stage. This log stage is called as initial. Okay. In INITIIAL. Okay. Initial stage. Initial stage. This stage there is no what is the growth pattern is started one day. But in this category, in this part, in this part is a very huge number. So huge number of what is a microorganism or population increases, depends upon their environmental condition and sources. Okay. So again, what happened? There is a standard growth is this is called a steady state. There is no any growth or any population produced in this stage. After that, what happened? Decline stage. The structure look like a which one? S shape. The structure will be look like a S shape. That's why it is called as sigmoid shape. This is the first stage. This is the second stage. This is the third stage. And last one is decline. Okay. Okay. So these are the stages also reported in the pattern. The same process. This is look like a S shape. That's why it is called as X curve. Otherwise called as sigmoid curve. Sigmoid. Okay. So these are the pattern. Okay. Mostly used for the very different conditions. Okay. See this. See here. The initial log phase followed by the lag phase. This portion is called as the initial. What is that? Initial log phase. Initial log phase. Followed by which one there is a lag phase. LAG phase. Lag phase, otherwise called as acceleration phase. Okay. Third one is exponential phase. And the last one is declaration of the final asymptote or constant level when the population density reaches the carrying capacity. Carrying capacity, what is that meaning? The maximum attainability. Okay. The maximum attainability. When it reached, what happened? There is no further growth. That condition is called as what is in constant level. Constant denoted as a K is a symbol. Okay, my dear. So these are the important points. You should note it down. Very, very important, my dear. So which stage? Sometimes they may ask the question: which stage the population's acceleration is increased? Like that, they may ask the question. That is called as what is that? Lag phase. Don't forget, my dear. Lag. Okay. Lag. Initial stage log, lag, and also the declaration finally asymptote or constant level finally decline stage. Okay, my dear. See that one? A plot of n is relation to the time. Already told you. N is denoted as numbers and T is denoted as time. Okay. So number of time, how many hours, how many years the population will be increases each and every 10 years they are taking the population. Okay, census, isn't it? Result in sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve is nothing but the S-shaped curve. What is that? Sigmoid curve, otherwise called as what is that? So S-shaped. Okay. Yes. Curve. Okay, we will obtain. So that is called as what is that? This type of population growth is called as Pierce logistic curve. So when you are obtaining the S-shaped curve, that curve is called as what is that? Verlust Pierce logistic curve. Okay, my dear. So the S-shaped sigmoid growth form is represented here by the following equation, which include an expression for environmental resistance. Don't forget, my dear. Sometimes they may ask the question, which equation represented the represent expression for the environmental resistance. Like that, they may ask the questions. Okay, my dear. Okay, so don't forget. So yes, sigmoid shape, you must note it down. Okay, S shape also called as sigmoid shape. It is otherwise called as what is that? Population growth is called as what is that? Verhulst Pierce logistic curve, VP logistic curve, growth curve. Like that, you may tell us. It express, which one is expressed here? You know, the environmental resistance. Don't forget, my dear. This is very, very important. Next, we are going to see that graphical representation of the things. There are two graphs have been reported. One is called a J-shaped curve. This is look like a J shape. Okay. And another one is called a sigmoid shape, otherwise called as what is that? The name of the things. Both are plotted against which one? Population density denoted as N numbers. Population density. Don't forget, my dear. The N is denoted population density. Okay, there is a scale is there in this side, whether it may be 1,000 or 20,000 to 40,000 like that, or lakhs. Okay, the population growth curve here, time, whether it may be 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, like that, they may be mentioned. Okay, see that there are two equations also obtained. Two equations also expressed in this equation. This is very, very important. The plot. First one is A. You will get J-shaped curve. Second one is B. Okay, there are two types of what is that? Graph you will obtain. The A curves, what is that? J-shaped curve, you will get it dN divided by dt. The N is already in our board. Dt is what is that? We will discuss. That is also Rn. Okay, this is the formula for J curve. Sometimes they may ask the question. K, that is equal to dN divided by dt, that is equal to Rn. That is the formula for J-shaped curve. And second one is, what is that? Same things is that. See here, the same formula is also added here, but we are adding K minus N divided by K. K is also called as, what is that? Constant. What is that constant? Already we discussed the carrying capacity minus the number of population divided by carrying capacity. Okay, you will get the sum. What is that value? Okay, these are the two formulas that were used for the what is that population growth curve. One is called a J curve, and also another one is called as what is that sigmoid curve or S-shaped curve. Okay, there are two formulas also, the dN divided by dt, that is equal to Rn, that is for a J curve, and another one is called as what is that this formula. Same is there, you are adding the K minus N divided by K. K is denoted, already told you, carrying capacity minus the density of the population divided by carrying capacity. You may know very well, but it is also crossed. It may be strike out, isn't it? You will get this one. Minus, that is the symbol, you note it down. That is very, very important. Okay, my dear. So sometimes they ask the question in the form of what graphical, diagrammatic oriented questions. Okay. So this part, which one? This part what? Okay. Formula is also very, very important. See here. See, this is the J-shaped curve. This one is called a sigmoid curve. Okay. There are two types of exponential versus logistic population. This one is called as exponential. This one is called as logistic curve. The logistic means log. Starting place is log, and lag phase, and steady phase, and decline phase. This is the constant temperature. Hereafter, what will happen? It will not grow up. It will decline. This is the last stage. This one. Okay. Here, what happening? Gradually increases. Gradually increases. The exponential curve is gradually increases. The population's size is also increased. Depends upon directly proportional to time is also. So time is increases, population increases. The time is increases, the population what happen once, or it may be decline. Okay, my dear. This is the another category. See this. This is the S-shaped curves. This is the S-shaped curve they have been given in a book. Another one is also I show you. This is a shape. See here. Here also three phases there. This one is called as initial stage. This one too. This one. This is called as a log phase. Okay. This is the lag phase. Suddenly it did decline. Okay. This is called as J-shaped curve. This is the J-shaped curve. What about here? This is the S-shaped. This is the S-shaped. So structure will be look like this. S-shaped. Okay. So this is another part. These are the two population growth curve we will obtain. Depends upon the what is that? Time and number of individuals or population density. See this one. Where k minus n bar k or I is equal to n bar k, that is equal to environmental resistance. That is denoted as the environmental resistance. N is a population density at the time, okay, time of t. So you have to mention here time t. The R is the intrinsic rate of natural increases and K is carrying capacity. So from this equation, we will plot the curve and also calculate the population density also. The logistic growth model is considered a model, a realistic one. In this model of population growth, the growth rate of population dn divided by d2 is equal to its intrinsic rate natural increases or multiplied by n. The number of individuals present at any one time adjust for the amount of resources availability. So already we know about this is the difference between the population difference between the time. Okay, density of the population density depends upon their time also directly opposite to the time. It's equal to its intrinsic rate of naturally increases. Naturally increases. How? It is also R multiplied by n. The number of individuals present at any one time adjust for the amount of resources available. How much availability is there? The adjustment is made by the multiplying Rn by the fraction of K. The carrying capacity is still unused. K minus n, that is also already you know about the formula. As the n is increases, the fraction of the resources by which R is multiplied becomes smaller and smaller, and the rate of increases population decline. So here the formula, see that n is increases. What is the number of population increases? What will happen? Automatically, the fraction of resources by which the R is multiplied become smaller and smaller, and the rate of increases of the population declines. Why? You know, suppose the number of population is increases, resources automatically decrease. As a result, what happened? The population also decline. That is a graphical representation express itself. Okay, so resources increases, what happened? The population increases. When the population increases, what happened? Automatically the population resources automatically decrease. Okay, so the resources decreases means population also decline. Okay, media. See that the graphically, if you plot n versus t time, you obtain a sigmoidal growth curve characteristics of the many biological population. Take an examples. Any population. Okay, take an examples of growth curve of plant pisciculture, plant microbial growth, or population, or any one of the individual population. You can get a sigmoidal growth curve. It's also plotted against the number of individual against time. Time increases, individual increases. Okay, it is depends upon their natural resources. What are the natural resources present in it? You know about the environmental factor. That is nothing but the food and shelter and also space. Suppose population increases, natural resources automatically decline. Why? Because it is consumed, food is consumed by the animals. So natural resources decreases automatically. Once what happens? Prolonged period. What happens? The time is increases, the resources decline, so the population also decreases. So that time what happens? You will obtain the S curve. That is represented in the growth. Already we saw it in the sigmoidal growth, isn't it, my dear? See this one. See this one. So here you take an example. Initial I told, isn't it? Initial I told. Here what happened? You know, the 10. Take an examples of 100 animal is there. 100 animal is there. Take an example. 100 animals. They reproduce themselves. Depends upon the time. This is the time, isn't it? Here you can calculate 10 years. 5 years, 10 years. Here you can calculate up to 30. Okay, up to this level. So I have to calculate like this. Okay, this is the normal. See, up to 30. Okay, just imagine 30. Okay, here up to. Okay, 30. This one is also 40. Okay, so this is also extension up to 50. Okay, just imagine. This is the equation, logistic equation, otherwise called a sigmoid, like that. The initial stage is 100. Okay, So that time what happened? The food is also provided. Is okay. The 100 animals, they will get the food, isn't it? Exactly. More provided by from the atmosphere or environment. Okay. So it reproduces themselves. What each one it's considered as 2, like that. Imagine it's 2 or 3. So what happened? 300. Okay. This is considered. This is a stage. It's called as 300. It increases this level. What happened? 300 animal is there. Just imagine. The 300 again it multiply into 5 or 3. You will get 900, isn't it? 900 up to this level only. 900. So the 100 already, you know, well, the environment provide the food sources, shelter or whatever the natural resources, they provide the things. As a result, it may be increases the 300 up to 10 years. Okay. The 300 also, what happened? The quality of the, that means the quantity of the food also decreases in this stage. So they will get 100% of the food in this part. Here, the 75% of the food it will get it, isn't it? So when it increases the 900, what happened? 50%. Okay, 50%. Complete of 100 resources, it will be utilized by the 900 animals. What happened? No, the stage is declined. There is no any progressive in nature. Once happen up to the 40 years, okay, the complete natural foodstuffs or resources utilized by the animals, natural resources utilized by the animals, the 9,000 up to 40 years. Here, how many years? 10 years they utilized. Once what have natural resources decline, that means reduced. So that stage, what happened? The population is decreases. Okay, my dear. This is the important thing. This is the important thing. See here. Okay, my dear. So go to the next one is called as what is that? You know. So exponential growth. Already we discussed this part. The exponential growth just in the case of J-shaped growth form, the population grows exponentially. Now, after attaining the peak value, the population may abruptly crash. The exponential growth cannot be sustained infinitely because not only environmental is ever changing, but also food and space is also limited. Already, you know, but I already told you. For example, a particular animal is there, 100 animal or 500 animal is there in initial stage. Suddenly it increases 5,000 or 10,000. What happens? The food or they need more food, isn't it? Suddenly increases. The food is a complete food source. The environmental factors are utilized by the 10,000 animals. What happens? The population it suddenly decreases because there is no food for the next generation. That has given here. For example, many insect populations show explosive increases in number during the raining season. Already you know well about so many termites. You know well about the one of the flying termites also. We can see it during the raining season, followed by the disappearance at the end of the season. During the raining season, you can see it. So many animals, so many small insect is there. We can see it during the light. Okay, what happened? There are so many insects, small insects, wings insects. We can see it. Okay, after that season, what can completely disappear? Where it gone? We do not know. Okay, see that. Next one is resources. Food and space is also very, very important. Availability is obviously essential for the unimpeded growth of the population. Already told you. Suppose the animal is there, right? Okay, 100 is enough for the food and space. Suppose if it is increased during the reproduction stages also, the time is also increases. Automatically what happens? The number of animals also increases. Number of animals increases, the space is not sufficient as well as the food is not sufficient. So as a result, what happens? Once it come to decline. Okay. Next one is ideally when resources in the habitat are unlimited, each species has the ability to release fully its innate potential to grow in numbers. Suppose what happened? The resource is unlimited. What happened? The exponential. The growth is also unlimited. It will increase. Okay. As Darwin observed while developing his theory, the natural selection, then the population grows is an exponential geometric fashion. The natural resources is high. What happened? The population density is also very high. natural resources down, what happened? Automatically the population growth is also down. So it depends upon the geometric, there are also environmental factor or fashion, like that Darwin stated the statement. Okay, my dear, this is very, very important. See the diagram, you can easily understand. See that if in a population of size n, the birth rate not total number but per capita births. Here, if in a population of size n, the birth rate are represented as B. Birth rate denoted as B. And the death rate as D. So here, see the D, N and DT. That is equal to birth minus D. Okay, birth minus D into N. Okay. And then increasing or decreasing in N, number of density, population already we know about. So this is denoted as during a unit time period. That is denoted as T. So here 3 factor is the 3 to 4 factor is just noted on the N population size, right? Okay. Birth rate denoted as B, death rate denoted as D, and also the whether it may be increasing or decreasing during the time period is also dn divided by dt. T. Okay. The T is denoted as dn divided by dt will be, see this J-shaped curves, we will obtain it. Okay. See that dn divided by dt. Okay. The time. That is equal to birth rate minus death rate into n, number of population. Let B, when we are taking here, what happened, you know, see, let B minus D, that is equal to R, then dn divided by dt, that is equal to Rn. Okay, this is a simple formula. Okay, we will get in the Rn is nothing but what is that, you know, see the during, we will get the J-shaped curves. How much is that? That is called as depends upon their exponential, the birth population size, Rn. Okay, my dear. See, this is the J-shaped curve. See here, initial stage is and also the sudden increases and decline. Okay, number of individual, how much is that? Initial stage is 0. Gradually, time increases. The population is also gradually increases. Once upon a time, it's a maximum. What is that? The constant. Okay, carrying capacity. When it reaches, there is no sources. It may be decline. Okay, it can be expressed in the form of dn divided by dt. That is equal to B minus death D into N. So let B minus D, when you are taking this one out, what happened? That is equal to, what is that? R. So dn divided by dt, that is equal to Rn, simply. Okay. Go to the next one. The R is, in the equation is called the intrinsic rate of natural increases. 1981, the R value of human population in India was 0.0205. The current R value is 0.0196. Sometimes they may ask the question, my dear students. Okay. 1981, they are telling. Okay. How many years here? 44 years before the value. So now what happened, you know, it may be increased 2 times, 3 times. It may be 1, something like that. It may be, or 4 digit. Okay, my dear. The examples of exponential growth, there are so many examples have been given. Sometimes they may ask the questions, match the following sometimes. Algal blooms, already we studied the biological oxygen demand in where, you know, water pollution, isn't it? Okay. Insect in rainy season, now only we studied it. Okay. Lemmings of Norway and Sweden, because this is another category. Population of rat in northeast India. Okay. Rat in the northeast India. So many things there. Canadian lynx and snowshoes hare. These are the examples of exponential growth. Okay, sometimes they may ask the questions. Which one, you know? Mathematical questions also asked. Sometimes they may give the particular population, death rate this much, R rate this much. I mean, birth rate is this much. How will you calculate the exponential J curve? Otherwise called as what is that? How will you calculate the R value? Like that, they may give the ask the questions. Okay, my dear. So you note it down, my dear. This is algal bloom, intrinsic in raining season, lemming of Norway, Sweden, population of north east to east India, and Canadian lynx. So snow so hard. These are the examples have given. Okay, see this one. The exponential growth refer to a population growth in which the number of individuals accelerates even when the rate of increases remaining constant. It is result in the population explosion. What is the meaning of explosion? Explosion is the sudden increases of the population. For example, 1961, I think, 1951, 56, and 61, 66. That time what happened? No, 30 crore people also increased into 80 crore, 70 crores like that. Sudden increases. That is called as what is that? Population explosion. See here, the exponential growth is eventually limited by resource availability. Already I told you. The size at which a population in a particular location stabilizes is defined as the carrying capacity of that location for the species. Population often grow to the carrying capacity of their environment. We can derive the integral form of the exponential growth equation as, okay, the exponential equation is very, very important, my dear. Exponential growth equation. Nt, that is equal to n naught for E T R T. See this one? Exponential growth curve. Okay. See this? This is the formula, my dear. This is very, very important. I will show you. Okay. I will show you this one. Exponential growth curve. So it no. Okay, I will show you in the next slide. Okay, exponential growth. It's very, very important. So many times they were asked the questions. We can derive the integral form of the exponential growth equation. Exponential growth equation is denoted as nt, small t, that is equal to n naught, okay, E or t. Okay, next slide I will show you. Share the another one, then it will be better for your understanding. This one. Okay, my dear. I will explain it next classes, my dear. Okay, in this part, because the formula is not visible clearly. Okay, that's why I'm telling. See this. So this is that. So where the NT population density after time t, the N0 population density of the time 0. First initial stage, what happening? NT is here. Okay, 0. The R is intrinsically naturally increases, and E, that is equal to basic of natural logarithm. So here sometimes they may ask the question, the E is also a logarithmic value 2.71828. You must note it down, 27, 18, 28. First two letter 27, isn't it? 27. Last two letter 28. 27, 28, center 18. 27, 28, center 18. So you have to put the dot in 2 after next. Okay. So the E value, sometimes they ask the question. During the exponential growth, our E is also, we are getting that E is denoted as what is the basic of natural logarithms. The basic of natural logarithms value is should be 2.27, 18, 28. Okay. The population evolves to maximum their reproductive fitness, also called as Darwin's fitness. High R value. Sometimes they ask the question, high R value. What is the meaning of high R value? Reproductive fitness. The environmental resources support to the organism. What happens? Automatically, the R value is also increases. In the habitat in which they live under a particular set of selection process, organism evolve toward the most efficient reproductive strategy. See this is considered exponential. This is the logistic cause. This is the maximum carrying capacity. Okay, this is the maximum carrying capacity. After that, it will not carry it. Okay, the population size is also automatically 0 stage is a time, automatically gradually increases. There are two types of curve you will obtain. Already we discussed. One is called as exponential. So the denoted as R. Another one is called as logistic, otherwise called as sigmoid curve. Okay, S-shaped curve you will attain. Okay, here, what are the 3 points is very, very important, you know. First one is graph. Second one is formula. Third one is, which one is the maximum carrying capacity? The 3 is very, very important. Particularly, the R value is also very, very, sorry, E value is also very, very important for that one. Okay, media. So these are the constant value. Okay, E is also denoted as the natural logarithms. Natural logarithm value is, what is that? Okay, see this one. So this is another one. Carrying capacity, this is the maximum already we studied. Population size, time. Here, what happened now? This is the lag phase. This is the log phase. Okay, so log phase, lag phase. Sorry, log phase, lag phase. So this is the acceleration starting stage. This is the acceleration starting. Inflection point, declaration. Declaration means what is it? This is the maximum. Okay, this is the maximum. After that, steady, and then decline. Okay, my dear. So these are the things. Today, what we discuss, you know, these are things. This part is very, very vague one, but you should note it down. 3 points is very, very important. Already told you. Logistic growth curve. Okay, what is the constant temperature or constant value that is denoted as K, that is also called as carrying capacity. And also the population growing in habitat with limited resources. What happened? There are 3 phases, 4 phases there. One is called as log phase, is the first one, LOG, lag, LAG. And another one is called as, what is that, you know, constant. Fourth one is called as decline stage. These are the 4 stages have been reported. Okay. So that is, as a result, you will get a sigmoid curve. We can obtain any one of the growth. What is that? Whatever it may be. Okay. Already we discussed so many things is there. Culture, animals. Okay. So, and also algal growth, bacterial growth. Okay. That things also already we discussed. Otherwise called as sigmoid curve is also otherwise called as, what is it, you know, vertical Pierce logistic curves. We will obtain a S-shaped. Okay, the S-shaped curves, what is that? It expresses that equation, you know, that which include the expression for the environmental resistance, that is also R. Okay, see, this is the exact meaning. Okay, this is the formula already, you know, these are the 2 curves is also very obtained. That things also J and S. J is also denoted as which one? dn divided by dt into Rn. Rn is also resistance of environment. Here also Rn already know about. So the formula is a K minus N. The K is denoted, what is the, you know, carrying capacity minus N, density of the population divided by the carrying capacity, will obtain the result. Okay. And then, so these 2 graphs also already we discussed. Okay. And then where the K minus N, already these are the things. The N is population density. Sometimes they may give the equation. Okay. So they may ask the N is what is that? R is what is that? And also K is what is that? Like that, they may ask the questions. You have to mention properly. N is population of density at a time T. R is already intrinsic rate and naturally increases final result. And also K is the carrying capacity. Okay. See here, the growth of the population is also denoted as what is the dn divided by dt, particular time. That's the things. The R multiplied by n, the number of individual present at any one times. So this is also very, very important. Okay. What is the next one? How it will be calculated? Okay. And so what will be the last one? Sigmoid curve, otherwise called a double curve, like the letter S. Okay. So an exponential growth curve is nothing but the J curve. You must note it depends upon the environmental factor, particularly as the food and space. Food and space is a favor for the production of population is also very, very important. As a result, what happened? No, the population is also increases. Suppose the resources decreases, what happen? Automatically decline. As a result, you will get the J-shaped curve. It is also denoted as one of the formula. Already you know all about these the things. Okay, already we saw it. And then this was first introduced by where? So in 1981, the R value of the human population in India was 0.0205. Here 0.196. Okay, the value is increases. Okay, the examples of exponential growth, already I told you algal bloom. You can tell us the any one of the microbial bloom also. Insect in raining season, lemming of Norway, Sweden, population rate of Northeast Indian, Canadian lynx, and snow Sioux hare. Okay, my dears. So this is another important things. The last one is also that. The part 2, it will be finished, my dear. So we will pass on to the next one is part 3. Okay, my dear. See here. Next, we will pass on to the important point, ecological interdependence, species, interdependence, and interactions. So another heading is very, very important, my dear students. I will show you some questions I have to ask. Okay, but next slides, I will show you. Okay. Ecological interdependence, species interdependence, and interactions. Sometimes they ask the question 1 or 2. It is obvious that the nature, animals, plant, and microbes do not and cannot live in isolation, but interact in various ways to form a biological community. Without this, the biological community, how it will be formed, plants as well as animal is very, very important. Live together. Suppose if it is isolated, it is not a biological community. Even in a minimal communities, interactive linkages exist, although all may not be readily apparent. Interspecific interaction arise from the interaction of population of 2 different species. They could be beneficial, detrimental, or neutral. That is neither harm nor benefit. For example, take an example of any one of the forest. What happened? The plant is very, very important for the food for herbivores, isn't it? The herbivores is a food for which one? Carnivorous. Carnivorous for man. Already you know about the food chain. Suppose it is not harm. Some of the animals, it will not harm for the another one, but they are all living together. Okay, so they are all comes under the Greeks known as which one? Biological communities. To one of the species or both. So sometimes what happens? They are one is beneficial or non-beneficial. Sometimes it may be harmful. Sometimes it may be neutral. Okay, already we know all about mutualism, commensalism, amensalism, predation. Okay, parasitism, and that things already we studied, isn't it? That things we are going to discuss here also. Okay, my dear. Both the species benefit in mutualism and both lose in composite in their interaction with each other. Okay, so this is the first one, mutualisms. Okay, so in both parasitisms and predation, only one species benefits, parasite and predator respectively, and is detrimental to the each other species, host and prey respectively. The interactions where one species is benefited and the other is neither benefited nor harmed is called as commensalism. Totally they have given us here 2 species. Take an example. One species benefits, another one is not benefits. Sometimes both are benefits. Sometimes what happens, one is beneficial, one is harmful, like that. So according to the what is the living patterns, they may be divided in different types. Okay, already we discussed. One is called as mutualism, another one is competition, parasitism, predations. Okay, and also another one is called as commensalism, amensalism. That things also we are going to discuss one by. In amensalisms, on the other hand, one species is harmed where the other is unaffected. Okay, the interdependence is reflected in their interaction mainly for the food, space, reproduction, and protections. These interactions are important for survival of different species and the community as a group. Amensalism is also, we will discuss very deeply following the following slides. Here they have given us a intro part only, my dear. Okay, my dear. See this one. See here, this chart you must note it down. Very, very important. This chart. Species A, species B. So many times they were asked the questions. Match the following, assess and reasoning, and also sometimes examples also given. First of all, you should note it down. Both are beneficial. That is denoted as if species A is beneficial, B is also beneficial. That is called as mutualism. Plus mutualisms. Minus minus competition. We will discuss what is by competition, what is by mutualism. Okay, first of all, you should note it down. Plus mutualism. Both are beneficial. Minus, here we may take an example, lichen. Mutualism, take an example, lichen. Algae and fungi. Algae, they provide which one, food for fungi. Fungi provide shelter for algae. Minus competitions. And here, plus and minus. Predation. Plus and minus predation. Okay, one is beneficial, another one is not harm. So plus and minus, same things is that. Parasitisms. Here also you can take an examples of Cuscuta. In the any one of the plant neem tree, you can think about that things. Parasitism. Take an examples of liver fluke or Tinea solium, Ascarigus. These are all parasitism, otherwise called as endoparasites. Endoparasites means it's present inside the human body only, isn't it? And also commensalism is nothing but the plus and zero. One is beneficial, another one is non-beneficial. That is called as commensalism. Okay. And then another one is last one is called as minus and zero. Sorry, you must note it on here. See here, plus is the first one. Minus, if you take one, this one. And again, plus and minus. And then another one is plus and zero, minus and zero. Once again, repeat for you. Plus, minus, plus, minus. Plus zero, minus zero. Plus, minus, plus, plus zero, minus zero. So first one is, see here, mutualism, both. So MC, PP, CA. Mutualism, competition, predation, parasitism, commensalism, amensalism. Okay, my dear. So this is very, very important. Don't forget, you have to practice 1 or 2 times. You will get the ideas and also useful for your example. See here, mutualism, both are beneficial. How you know? The flower is there. Okay, honeybee is also there. Honeybee collecting the nectar from the flower, so beneficial for honey. At the same time, what happened over? The pollen transformation, otherwise called as pollination, is also occurs. So both are beneficial. That is called as mutualisms. Commensalism. One is beneficial, another one is zero. See here, commensalism. Plus 2, 0. Plus 2, minus. Okay, see here. So the a shark eaten by shark eat which one? The small animals, it can be eaten. So this one is beneficial, this one is harm. Parasitism, already we discussed. Which one is the mosquito? Mosquito beneficial, but if this is the human being, you will not get the any. So this is the parasitism. So these are the example has given. Okay, see this one. And predations. What is the meaning of predation? The species which eat the other is called as predator. Isn't it, my dear? For example, deer. Okay, eaten by lion, tiger, some other things. So which one is food? The species which eat the other is called as the predator. And the one consumed is termed the prey. Predator is nothing but the lion is the predator. Prey, which one deer is the predation. Included everything from one kind of animal capturing the eating the another. Example, a sparrow eating any seed is also a predator. Herbivores are also a predator. Besides acting as a conducts for energy transfer across the tropical level, predator play other important role. They keep prey population under control. The population of predator and prey follow a cyclic pattern. See that this is very, very important, that they keep prey population under control. What is the meaning of this one? Suppose take an example, deer is there. Okay, suppose take an example of deer. Suppose take an example of deer. Okay, deer. Imagine. Okay, here 10,000 is there. Simply we may calculate 100. Okay, 1,000. Okay, here lion is there. Okay, lion taken examples of 200. Imagine. Okay, now what happened? Here deer is how much is the 1,000? The 1,000 prey for predator. Lion is a predator. Okay, carnivorous. They can eat it. The 200 lions, they can eat 1,000 a particular time. For example, 1 year. Imagine, for example, 1 year or 1 month. Okay, you can calculate like this. Suppose the 200 lion stopping hunting. Okay, only 50 only hunt. Like that, imagine. Okay, so as a result, what happened? Here it may come to up to 5 years, like that. The time duration increases. That is not need here. That is not important here. What I'm telling, the lion is hunting is stop. What happened? The deer is also reproductive because the resources is also very high. The reproducts up to within short period, within 1 year, it may lead to 1 lakh. It lead to 1 lakh deers within short period. Okay, so as a result, what happened? The control was done by which one? Lion only. Suppose if it is hunt, what happened? Only the 50 or 250 deer is there. Here, what happened? The lion is increased once. Okay, so the sufficient of food is not the food is not sufficient here. Here, how much is there? 200 to 500, like that. 500 lion is there. How many deer is here? 250 only. So this is the control. This is the control. Okay. So now what happened? The prey controlled by the predator. Lion is the predator controlled by the deer. Okay. So this is the equation. This is the balance. Suppose if it is increased, what happened? Lion increase, what happened? Deer is 0. Once the rate of lion is also, suppose taken examples, within short period, 200 to 500 increases. Okay, within 2 years, 500 lion is there. But here, what happened? The deer is 250 only. 250, what is that? Deer not sufficient for 500. So the food is not sufficient, isn't it? The resource is not sufficient of. So as a result, what happened after 2 years? What happened? The 500 lions hunting the 250 within short period. What happened? They completely nil. So here 500 lion is there. The food is not sufficient. So it will lead to die. Okay. So the prey also, what happened now? Predator also comes down. So this is the ecological balance. Okay, my dear. That things have sold here. Okay. Wait a minute, my dear. So third one, I will go to the third one, then only. So see this one. See this. So this one. So they keep prey population under control. That's why I told you deer is the prey. The population under control. How I now only I explain it, isn't it? The population of predator and prey follow a cyclic pattern. It also increases, decreases, again increase and decrease like that. It is a cyclic pattern. Okay, my dear. When a certain exotic species are introduced into the geographical area, they become invasive and start spreading fast because the environment and land does not have its natural predators. Suppose, take an example, any one of the forest, take an example. Here, any one of the new species also enter inside means what happened? The geographical area provide the support for the particular animals. It will be grow, what happened? Very fast in nature. Very fast. Okay. An inward land does not have its natural predator. Natural predator, suppose if it is not there, mean what happen in automatically? The animals, it will be grow very fastly. In Australia, for example, prickly pear cactus introduced from America. Once overran the range and became so abundant that vast area were effectively close to cattle grazing. So this is an example. One example has given Australia, for example, prickling pear cactus introduced from the America. It is from the America only. Once overrun the range and become so abundant, and vast areas were effective. Vast means what is that? Only the dry area is also fully occupied by the what is that? The cactus. Were effectively closed to the cattle grazing. What is the meaning? The complete grazing means the grass land completely covered by the cactus. Okay, so that is the another one. See that the situation was changed dramatically with the introduction of the moth Cactoblastis. The larvae of the moth feed on the pads of the cactus and rapidly destroy the plants. Within relatively few years, the moth had reduced the cactus to the status of the rare species in many regions where it was fairly abundant. Nothing else. For example, I will show you one example. For example, take an example. This is the take an example. A small land, take an example. What they told, this is a land. Okay. Australia land. Okay. What happened here? There is a grass is there. Okay. Grass is there. Just imagine. Grass. What they introduced, a new plant. The new plant name is called as cactus, isn't it? The cactus introduced like this. The cactus introduced like this. Within short period, what happened? The complete area, the vast area is also covered. Which one? Completely. It is completely full. What is that? Completely filled by the cactus. Once. Okay. So completely full. So that time what happened? They do not know how to control this population. So they add the moth. Okay. Moth is nothing but one of the small animals. Okay. Okay. Moth. So as a result, the moth, what happened? Moth feed, which one, all the cactus. The cactus is also reduced. That is the things. So this species is called as new species. Which one? The cactus is a new species. Cactus is a new species. The moth is also new one. Okay. Once the new one enter inside, what happened? Suppose without moth, just consider the new cactus is introduced. What there is no any predator. What happened? Completely. What happened? It will grow enormously. They told, isn't it? So once introduced the moth, it is a new species. The cactus completely destroyed. That is the things, my dear. Okay. Okay, my dear. So today we will finish it up to this level, my dear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we will finish it. And once again, just I will show it because it's very difficult. See this one. Okay, so this one. Okay, that Cactoblastis. Okay, the moth name is. So we will finish it up to this level, my dear. So the remaining things we will see the next class. So here you must note it down. What is by predation, commensalism, amensalism, and also parasitism, mutualism. That things you must note it. That chart is you must note it down. Example is also very, very important, my dear. Okay. Okay, pa. Thank you so much. We'll see the remaining things on the next class, my dear. Today,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.